Seated or standing, please lift your voices in song for our gathering hymn, number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Honolulu, where we strive to build the beloved community and boldly grow compassion, justice, and joy. It is good to be together and share our hearts. We are glad that you are here. I extend a special greeting to visitors and newcomers this morning in the building and who are with us on Zoom. And for those in our sanctuary, please join us right after the service for light refreshments and fellowship so we can talk story and get to know you a little bit better. My name is Crystal Neva. My pronouns are she, hers, but I'll take they. And today I have the honor of being worship associate along with our worship speaker, Karen Fothergill. Yay! Yay! We extend aloha to all for choosing our congregation to worship in today. So for our chalice lighting, may the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Spirit of freedom. Please remain seated as we sing our mission song. Did it? We boldly grow from fertile ground, compassion where our hearts are found, justice that affirms all worth, and joy that spreads to all the earth. The Owl Who Comes by Mary Oliver. The owl who comes through the dark to sit in the back boughs of the apple tree and stare down the hook of its beak, dead silent, and his eyes like two moons in the distance, soft and shining under their heavy lashes, like the most beautiful life, is thinking of nothing as he watches and waits to see what might appear briskly out of the seamless, deep winter, out of the teeming world below. And if I wish the owl luck, and I do, what am I wishing for that other soft life climbing through the snow? What we must do, I suppose, is to hope the world keeps its balance. What we are to do, however, with our hearts, waiting and watching, truly, I do not know. For many years, this congregation has invited their members and friends to share joys and concerns in the Book of Life. This is our Book of Life, and you are invited to write in it before a service to share something wonderful or something painful that is on your mind. Today we have several joys and concerns, so let's start with our sorrows and end on the high note. So Diane Keaton died last night, and that is one of Catherine's heroes, but I'm sure that's many of our heroes. Jaron's dear friend passed away this week after a long fight with lung cancer. Please hold James Tan in your hearts. He was deeply loved. He was 48 years old. Also, some concerns. Our choir director, AKA Music Thomas, as opposed to Father Thomas, I guess. Papa Thomas will be undergoing an unpleasant but necessary surgical procedure called an endoscopy this Wednesday to manually stretch his esophagus, and then further some medical tests on Thursday and Friday this week. Please send him healthy recovery vibes or prayers, however you are inclined. He has had a rare condition called irretractable hiccups for 10 years now, and has had enough fun trying to catch his breath again and not collapse into severe, long gastrointestinal problems. So we wish you the very best. This is his 8th endoscopy, by the way, and probably won't be the last. So you're in our thoughts, Thomas. Abby, Thomas's wife, Abby herself, has 12 diagnosed health conditions, from severe sleep apnea to fibromyalgia and diabetes, which interfere with her good quality sleep and health, especially at night. So sometimes she has a good night, and then other times just a dreadful night where she may not get to sleep until 7 or 8 a.m. And then, of course, there's no point in coming to church after that because she's a wreck and feels that she's no help to anyone. So she also notes that she has been asked now by 7 different ongoing programs here at the church to volunteer. And so, there's just no guarantee that she can actually be there for sure. So please give her the personal spiritual space that she needs. She will do what she can spontaneously on the days that she's able to attend our church services here. So now for some other news, some good news. There were some new prescriptions issued by Thomas's brand new primary care doctor that are really already starting to help a wee bit after only 4 days. So he and Abby are very hopeful, so that's good. Also, I don't know if you wanted to share this, Jim, but it's in the book. Happy birthday. Belated, Thursday. Yeah, we can. Yeah? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. celebrate another year around the sun. And then we also have Joy Harmony and her boyfriend David just returned from Big Island. They hiked across Kilauea Iki Crater and rode a zip line. David had to push past his comfort zone to do these things, and he did it for Harmony. Woo-woo! That's sweet. So this is life, right? It's a sharing community here where our joys are amplified, and a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. So we're going to take a moment this morning to acknowledge joys and sorrows in the room today. We've done this once before, but we're going to do it this way. We lift our right hand and breathe in and out. Compassion for the sorrows we must bear and the suffering of our fragile world. We lift up our left hand to symbolize, we can breathe in, out, the joy and gratitude we feel for the gift of life and those around us who bring us happiness. As these two hands come together, so our hearts come together as one, sharing our empathy, sharing the work of healing with our hands. Bowing to one another, we show the reverence to the interdependent web of life and the spirit within each of us. Releasing our hands, we let go of whatever attachments we have to the results, knowing full well that we will inevitably encounter more sorrows and more joys along the journey of life.
So today I'm going to be talking to you about Taoism. And before we get into that, I'd like to lead you on a basic Taoist meditation. Find a comfortable position. Sit with a straight, relaxed spine. Close your eyes. Without trying to control it. Relax the body. Soften your face, jaw, neck, and shoulders. Then move your attention to your abdomen and lower body, releasing any built-up tension. Cultivate awareness. Allow thoughts, feelings, and sensations to come and go without judgment, like waves on the shore. Connect with energy. Become aware of the subtle energy, qi, moving within your body. Cultivate gratitude. Bring a feeling of gratitude for nature and the energy of the earth. Return to the body. Slowly bring your awareness back to the sounds around you and gently move your fingers and toes before opening your eyes.
Each month, we give to an organization needing and deserving of our support. This month, we are supporting our sister church in the Philippines. And Nan has a little something to tell us.
First of all, congratulations and thank you. We have raised $1,700 already for the church in the Philippines. Yay! Double or nothing? Never mind. This morning I got a message from one of the members of the church that we are supporting in Kaikan. Good day. I hope you find this message well. This message finds you well. Yes, Nan, the recent earthquake occurred last Friday, October 10th, 2025 in Mindanao, and on October 9th in Luzon, which caused major damage in those areas. Fortunately, we were not affected by it. We only felt a slight tremor, not as strong as the one we experienced last week. We are truly grateful to God for keeping us all safe. Please do not worry about us, Nan. Right. We are all in good condition here, though we continue to pray for our safety and for those who are affected by the calamity. Warm regards, Ruchi. They care about us, and we care about them. Thank you for helping with this.
Whatever is collected here today and on all the Sundays this month will go to them. So if you resonate with this mission to be supporting this small congregation in the Philippines, there are many ways to give. You can share cash in the calabash, you can send a quick check to the church noting share the plate, or use the QR code to donate via encrypted payment on the website. The offering will now be freely given and gratefully received. Your gifts help sustain the ministry of this church within and beyond these walls. Thank you for your generosity.
The following reading is from Disciples of Life, Lao Tzu from the Tao Te Ching. We are born gentle and weak. At death, we are hard and stiff. Green plants are tender and filled with sap. When they die, they are withered and dry. Therefore, the stiff and unbending are the disciples of death. The gentle and yielding are the disciples of life. And now we will sing number 301, Touch the Earth, Reach the Sky. Please stand. So, I love Winnie the Pooh. And I am not an expert on the Tao, but I read this book and I learned a lot and I wanted to share it with you. And I hope this will be a light, pleasant diversion from the news and all of that. So, can you put it on the screen too? I can turn around, but I'd prefer it to be. Even though you do tech run-throughs, you still can have tech issues. Thank goodness for Ian. Yay. All right, go ahead. Taoism. What does Tao mean? Tao means the way. It is pronounced Tao. Taoism is a philosophy, not a religion. And what I will be sharing with you today are the writings of Benjamin Hoff in his book, The Tao of Pooh. How to explain Taoism? Where do you even begin? Well, an old Taoist saying puts it this way: 1,000-mile journey starts with one step. This is an image called the Vinegar Tasters. In it, we see 3 men standing around a vat of vinegar. Each has dipped his finger into the vinegar and has tasted it. The expression on each man's face shows his individual reaction. Since the painting is allegorical, we are to understand that these are no ordinary vinegar tasters, but are instead representatives of the three teachings of China, and that the vinegar they are sampling represents the essence of life. The three masters are Kung Fu Tzu, or Confucius, Buddha, and Lao Tzu, the author of the oldest existing book of Taoism. The first has a sour look on his face. The second wears a bitter expression. And the third man is smiling. To Kung Fu Tzu, life seemed rather sour. He believed that the present was out of step with the past, and the government of man on earth was out of harmony with the way of heaven, the government of the universe. Therefore, he emphasized reverence for the ancestors, as well as for the ancient rituals and ceremonies on which the emperor, as the son of heaven, acted as intermediary between limitless heaven and limited earth. Under Confucianism, the use of precisely measured court music, prescribed steps, actions, and phrases all added up to an extremely complex system of rituals, each used for a particular purpose at a particular time. A saying was recorded about Kung Fu Tzu: "If the mat was not straight, the master would not sit." To Buddha, life on earth was bitter, filled with attachments and desires that led to suffering. The world was seen as a setter of traps, a generator of illusions, a revolving wheel of pain for all creatures. In order to find peace, the Buddha considered it necessary to transcend the world of dust and reach nirvana, literally a state of no wind. Although the essentially optimistic attitude of the Chinese altered Buddhism considerably after it was brought from India, the devout Buddhist often saw the way to nirvana interrupted by the bitter wind of everyday existence. To Lao Tzu, the harmony that naturally existed between heaven and earth from the very beginning could be found by anyone at any time, but not by following the rules of Confucius. To Lao Tzu, the world was not a setter of traps, but a teacher of valuable lessons. The lessons needed to be learned, just as the laws needed to be followed. Rather than turn away from the world of dust, he advised others to join the dust of the world. What he saw operating behind everything in heaven and earth, he called Tao, or the way. The basic principle of Lao Tzu's teaching was that this way of the universe could not be adequately described in words, and that it would be insulting both to its unlimited power and to the intelligent human mind to attempt to do so. From the Taoist point of view, the natural result of the harmonious way of living is happiness. In the painting, why is Lao Tzu smiling? After all, that vinegar that represents life must certainly have an unpleasant taste, as the expressions on the faces of the two men indicate. But through working in harmony with life's circumstances, Taoist understanding changes what others perceive as negative into something positive. From the Taoist point of view, sourness and bitterness come from the interfering and unappreciative mind. Life itself, when understood and utilized for what it is sweet. That is the message of the vinegar tasters. Oopsie, oopsie. Well, that's the right slide. Pooh, spelt P', is the uncarved block. The essence of the principle of the uncarved block is that things in their original simplicity contain their own natural power. That is, easily spoiled and lost when that simplicity is changed. Pooh lives his life in the moment and enjoys the simple things of life. Pooh is forgetful and simple-minded, but not stupid. Pooh accepts things the way that they are. Pooh, the uncarved block, is able to accomplish the things that he does because he is simple-minded. Unlike the thinkers, Rabbit, Owl, and Eeyore, Pooh is the hero of the story. Pooh can't describe the nature of the uncarved block. He just is it. When you discard arrogance, complexity, and a few other things that get in the way, sooner or later, you discover that simple, childlike, and mysterious secret known to those of the uncarved block. Life is fun. Piglet says, Pooh hasn't much brain, but he never comes to any harm. He does simple things, and they turn out right. Rabbit helps us understand a lot of things, more than any other character. But Rabbit doesn't always understand inner nature. Rabbit's knowledge is for the sake of being clever. Rabbit finds solutions. There are things about ourselves that we need to get rid of. There are things we need to change. But at the same time, we do not need to be too desperate, too ruthless, too combative. Along the way to usefulness and happiness, many of those things will change themselves, and the others can be worked on as we go. The first thing we need to do is recognize and trust our own inner nature, and not lose sight of it. Eeyore, we all love Eeyore. Eeyore's knowledge is for the sake of complaining about something. Eeyore sees the negative side of things, but he's also happy with the little things in life. Piglet has a lot of fear, but is not afraid to show his fear or ask for help. He never resorts to anger or buries his feelings when he is fearful. Owl seeks knowledge for the sake of looking superior. Owl doesn't always really know what he's talking about. Hoff says, scholars can be very useful in their dull and unamusing way. They provide a lot of information. It's just that there is something more, and that something more is what life is really all about. Tigger. Tigger says he knows everything, but really he doesn't. Tiggers are fun to be around, but sometimes they are so excitable that they push their friends right into the river. Inside the bouncy Tigger is the rescuer who knows the way, and in each of us is something special that we need to keep. We are all of these characters. They are a metaphor for ways of being. Wu Wei, or inner nature. The thing that makes someone truly unique is in fact something that cleverness cannot understand. This is what Hoff describes as inner nature. People try to fit square pegs into round holes. Everything has its own place and function. This applies to people, yet many do not realize it. They are stuck in the wrong job, the wrong marriage, the wrong house. When you know and respect your own inner nature, then you know where you belong. You also know where you don't belong. The wise know their limitations, the foolish do not. An ancient quote from Chinese medicine: one disease, long life. No disease, short life. When you understand what your challenge is and accept it and work with it, it equals happy life. When you deny your challenges, you cause problems for yourself and others, equals unhappy life. When you face and understand your limitations, you can work with them, instead of having them work against you and get in your way, which they do if you ignore them, whether you realize it or not. And then you will find that in many ways, the limitations can be your strengths. Now that we know the principle of inner nature, we know that we know that like snowflakes, trees are animals, no two people are the same either. Everyone has its own inner nature. Having little understanding of themselves, people are often influenced and manipulated by others. The way of self-reliance begins with recognizing who we are and what we've got to work with and what works best for us. In the story of the ugly duckling, when did the ugly duckling stop feeling ugly? When he realized that he was a swan. Each of us has something special, a swan of some sort, hidden inside somewhere. But until we recognize that it's there, what can we do but splash around treading water? The wise are who they are and work with what they've got and do what they can do. Do you really want to be happy? You can begin by being appreciative of who you are and what you've got. When we learn to work with our own inner nature and with the natural laws operating around us, we reach the level of Wu Wei. The Wu Wei approach to conflict solving can be seen in the practice of the Taoist martial art Tai Chi Chuan. The basic idea is to wear the opponent out by either sending his energy back to him or by deflecting it away in order to weaken his power, balance, and position for defense. Never is force met with force. Instead, it is overcome with yielding. Within each of us is a rabbit, owl, piglet, tiger, Eeyore, and Pooh. There are positives and negatives in each of these characters, as there are in ourselves. We tend to act as a rabbit or an owl and be a know-it-all, or find fault with ourselves and the world as an Eeyore. The Tao teaches us to seek the way of a child and be like Pooh.
A Taoist prayer. Peace in the Heart by Lao Tzu. If there is to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is to be peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. If there is to be peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbors. If there is to be peace between neighbors, there must be peace in the home. If there is to be peace in the home, there must be peace in the heart. We extinguish our chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. We end our gathering with gratitude for camaraderie, shared wisdom, and goodwill, and the support that we extend to each other within this community. May we continue to bless each other with these gifts, and may we reflect those blessings back out into the world as we minister to those around us. Before we sing our song of peace, I'd like to bring your attention to a few announcements about the different things that are going on in our church community. I happen to know there are a few people that need to make some announcements out here. Carla, would you like to come? Are you the one? Come on.
Well, I get to talk about two things. And first, on behalf of our board and Team Hope, I am extremely pleased to announce that there's a special event happening on Saturday, November 8th from 10 to 3. Save the date because we get to be in Kaneohe at the Ho'omalahia Botanical Garden doing hard, wonderful, meaningful things together, which is a workshop on consent, boundaries, and connection. We will get to meet Reverend Sunshine Wolf, who is on the UUA Pacific Western Region staff, and once again we'll be with Reverend Sarah Gibb Millspaw, also on the Pacific Western Region staff. And I'm very pleased that Reverend Dr. Sam Wilson, our Hope for Us coach, will also be here, and they'll be facilitating. So watch for this week's weekly newsletter for more information and to get signed up. So just put on your calendar for now, November 8th. You don't want to miss it. And then second, guess what? Team Hope has yet again another workshop today, Listening to Understand Part 2, happening at 11:30. So if you're registered for today, grab lunch and be back here ready to go at 11:30. If you aren't registered, just come see me about it. We also have another opportunity on Sunday, October 26th for the same workshop. Lunch is provided today, and a special thank you to Dawn and Melissa, who said yes to doing hospitality cleanup along with Marie and Leanne. And the reason is usually after our Hope for Us, or after our workshop, we do the cleanup, but there's an event in the gallery today, so that can't wait for us to be done. So thank you, Dawn and Melissa, for taking care of that today.
Great. Thank you, Carla. See many of you there. Marshall? Yeah, come on up.
Make it short. Keep it brief.
That's right.
Keep it brief. Well, the gallery team would like to thank everybody who came to the reception last night. A good time was had by all. And this morning, there's lots of leftover cookies for you to enjoy, so eat all of them so I don't have to take them home.
Thank you. That's a good announcement. I think that might be it. Did you have one?
Yeah, we have No Kings Day coming up this week. The state
What?
capitol.
Oh, No Kings. Thank you so much. No Kings Day, another gathering, not a march, but a protest, a rally on 11 to 1 at the Capitol on Saturday the 18th. Wear your t-shirts if you have them. Yeah. Something else, yeah? Come on up.
Well, nationally, the event is known as No Kings, but in deference to the past in Hawaii, we prefer to call it No Dictators in Hawaii.
No dictators. Fair enough.
We also have Gay Pride coming up.
Gay Pride is also the same day, but later in the afternoon in Waikiki. And we are meeting 3 p.m. Nobody wrote these down. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. You're going to hear about that in the newsletter, and we'll probably talk about it up here when it gets closer. So just know. Oh, it's September 18th. October. Next week. Okay. Anything else? I think that's it. Woo! Go. We're going to sing our song of peace, Hawaii Aloha. And you can hold hands if the person next to you wants to.